O Great Spirit, Namaste. Saints and sages of all times, of all places, O ye path makers of old, Om Shri Babaji Ya Namaha. Om Shri Lahiri Mahasayaji Ya Namaha. Om Shri Yukteswarji Ya Namaha. Om Shri Paramahansa Yoganandaji Ya Namaha. Om Shri Shaliji Ya Namaha. Om Shri Kriyanandaji Ya Namaha. Most beloved and precious Ishtadevata, Ya Namaha, join us, be with us. O ye powers that be, sweep clear the path. Sweep clear the path. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste ji. Welcome. Welcome to our Sunday Sangha. Welcome to our Sunday meditation. I'm going to turn the camera. I'd like you to look at something on the altar. You will see in front of the Buddha, there is a large Buddha. In front of the Buddha, you will see an Om. You will also see to the left of the Buddha an Om. The Om is comprised of 4 parts: the A, the U, the Moon, which is the M, and the Bindu, the sustaining sound. Hold that in your mind for a moment. We have been walking for the last bit of a while through a path of cultivating strength, concentration, and we will move to awareness and attachment. We're stopping for a moment at concentration. Last week we began a ritual, if you will, in which you began to attune, if you were with us. If not, you will today, to the form of life that you place the highest value on. We have in Kriya Yoga, in mysticism, in Indian thought, in Indian mystical thought, a concept, and the concept is that of the Ishta Devata, your chosen form of the divine. Now, in America, in the Western world, and the Scandinavian countries, in Europe, we say, you choose your Ishta Devata. But in mysticism, we know that the Ishta chooses us, that that's the way that the practice works. Forget I said that, and you're going to choose. But why is this important? And what is the concept? This principle of Ishtadevata says that for you, as an individual, you have values. Those values are different than mine. What is the most important thing in your life is different than what is the most important thing in my life. Now, there may be some overlap. In some families, education is the most important thing. In other families, respect for elders is the most important thing. In other families, name and fame is the most important thing. In other families, wealth is the most important thing. In other families, physical achievements, winning prizes, physical competition achievements are the most important thing. It doesn't matter if you want to be a sumo wrestler, you want to be a professor, you want to spend your time in studying Sanskrit, or you've reached a point in your life where you want to serve. Each part of life that you value, it's you, it's your life, right? Not mama's life, not papa's life, not brother's life, sister's life, boss's life. It's your incarnation. And I say to you at this moment, remember that you have worked very hard to be incarnated in this earthling form, and even harder to hear mystical teachings. You've blessed yourself. God didn't come down and say, "Hola, ¿cómo está?" You have blessed yourself. So what we're talking about is your values, what is most important to you. Now, the concept, the practice is what it is. It's really a practice of attuning to your Ishtadevata. And this means that, as we began last week, you have to say, well, what is an important attribute to me that my Ishtadevata must have? Does my Ishta have to be a good cook? And I'm being silly. What is the most important attribute that your Ishta has to have? Your Ishta. I've said it 3 times. We're not talking about the attributes that are given in theology. I'm not saying to you, what is the theological attribute that the Divine One has? I'm saying, what do you place as the highest value? Now, in mysticism, they say that above the head of God are 3 jewels: wisdom, compassion, and nonviolence. It's a place to start, right? You may say, well, I want my Ishta to have these values. All right, so it begins with you in your relationship with life, your relationship with the divine. What's number 2? I have to befriend this divine being. I have to become friends with the Divine One. Well, how do I do that? Well, you begin by stopping for a moment and thinking, all right, well, here are the values, the things that I value the most, the attributes I value the most. Now you're going to take a little bit of a stepping aside in your practice, and you're going to say, what values was I told that the divine had in my childhood? Was I told that there was no such thing as God, or there was no one greater than the human itself, which is really an error in philosophy? What was I told? Was I told that God was vengeful, that there were certain groups of people that were chosen and other groups of people that were not? And if you were not one of those groups that were chosen, well, tough for you. Was I told that there was a certain place that God resided? Not a place within me, but outside of me. You have to stop and just make little notes for yourself. Is all you're doing. You're making little notes. All right, well, how does that fit? How do those things that I was told as a child fit with what I value today? We always have to remember, we always must remember that what we're told up to the age of 7. Anything you tell a child up to the age of 7, you capture their subconscious mind in one way or the other for the rest of their lives, unless they do something. So you have over here the attributes that you were told about God. If you ask, God's going to take care of you. But as you grow up, there's a problem. Well, what if I want to win? But Johnny wants to win too. Well, what if Michael also wants to win? We're all in a game together, and Michael wants to win, and Johnny wants to win, and I want to win, and Pete wants to win, and we all pray to God. We all pray to the divine. We all pray to our Ishtadevata. Who wins? If you think that God is responsible for that, who wins? The answer is the karma wins. The karma wins. So again, what does Ishtadevata have to do with karma? What does Ishtadevata have to do with you? What happens when you hear the voice of your mother or the voice of your father? Hope it's something good. What happens when you call to mind the names that you have been called in your life? I have many names my family has called me. They called me one name when I was a little girl. Mom and Dad called me one thing. My 2 brothers called me something else. Theirs was easy. It was Sis. My grandmother called me something else. All my cousins and aunts and uncles called me the same thing that Granny did. Today in my life, all the people that knew that name, except my husband still calls me by that name. And I have 2 cousins left who call me by that name. What happens when they use that name? Oh, I hear them differently. I have other cousins who call me by the name that my mother and father called me. What happens when they call me that? I hear them differently. What happens when somebody says Swamiji? I hear them differently. What happens when somebody says, the only person who ever says that to me is disciple? I hear that differently. And thus, a different part of my consciousness is opened. The same is true for you. Nama, rupa, name and form. Name is very, very important. Your consciousness is opened by the name that you use, by the name that people use to call you. There are names that each of us have that open our hearts. There are names that each of us have that close our hearts down, I'm afraid. What are you seeking? You're seeking attunement to the divine. And thus, it's important. I need to name. I need a form and a name for the divine. Not what everybody else calls the form, not what the form looks like, but what you feel the form looks like. So your Ishtadevata is built, is drawn to you, comes forth to you. I think built is probably the wrong, that's probably the wrong verb. It's not correct. Because the Ishtadevata is eternal, it's immortal. And so it comes forward to you in a form that for you at this moment, allows you and enables you to become intimate with life in a way that nothing else does, to open your whole being to the goodness and wonder of life. It also gives you a form to concentrate on, to bring your mind to single pointedness, to befriend, to befriend, to befriend again and again and again and again. Your Ishtadevata is your highest expression of the goodness of life. That which for you represents, this is it. This is the highest expression of life that my mind can envision, that my consciousness can envision at this time. Now you befriend this form of life. You befriend the form of life. Maybe you already have an Ishtadevata. You can still become more intimate with your Ishta. Always, there is the opportunity for greater intimacy with the divine, for becoming one with the divine. Now, we're going to spend much of our time today in meditation. Concentration is important. What you concentrate your mind on is what you will manifest in your life. That which you bring the energies together and you're concentrating, you're focusing upon, you will draw into your life. Now, the difficulty is that, this week you want a blue car. Next week you see a silver car. The week after that you see a pair of green earrings. The week after that you see a set of books. And the mind concentrates for this time, but does not have one single thing that it holds and concentrates on. This is the practice that you wish to develop, that we wish to develop, that one wishes to develop in concentration. You can say, well, it doesn't really matter what I concentrate on as long as I'm bringing my mind into single pointedness. And that's probably true, because you're going to gain the power of concentration. You'll gain a skill. Concentration is a skill. You'll gain a skill to concentrate. Did you ever play a musical instrument? Or even better, when you were little, drawing with crayons, and you draw, and as you're drawing, you're not distracted. There's nothing else. It's just you and the crayons, you and the picture you're creating, you and the colors in the picture you're creating. It's just you being one with the action, one with the Kriya, the sacred action that you're taking. What I'm suggesting to you today is that although you can, and many do use many, concentrate on many different forms of life, that the highest form that we can concentrate on is the Ishtadevata. That the highest form you can become one with is the Ishtadevata. That becoming one with your Ishtadevata will enable you to walk through your life with greater ease. It doesn't mean that there's not difficult karma. There is. There's also glorious, easy, harmonious karma. The Ishta is there for both. Sometimes we get confused, and we confuse the Ishtadevata with the form of God that we were told about as a child, and that needs to be washed out of the mind. Remember, you are befriending the divine. You are befriending the divine, right? So, Namarupa, name and form, Namarupa. We began last week using the circle with the bindu to identify, to bring into your mind's eye the attribute that you hold the closest, the Ishtadevata. Today, we're going to do a ritual in which you will once again call your Ishta to you, and you will use this form of concentration, calling your Ishta, tuning to the Ishta, and beginning again to befriend your Ishta. I know some of you have been in relationship with your Ishta for a long time. But when we've been in relationship with any other being for a long time, it is always, always, always important and vital to stop and to pour energy into renewing that relationship, to renewing that understanding, to renewing that communion. You can only commune with your Ishtadevata when you stop and you pay attention and you attune. Call upon your Ishta for anything that you need in your life, for help in solving the karma that is flowing into your life. I tell you that it is wondrous. It is beautiful. The relationship that you can have with the divine. But it's not what I tell you, my beloved. It's not what I tell you. It's your primary experience. It's what you know. It's what you experience. You can tell me all about your garden that you're planting. But it's very different to describe it to me than it is for me to go and sit in your garden and be in the presence of the beauty that you've created. Life is beautiful. Life is wondrous. It is glorious. You are here on this earth to learn the beauty and the oneness of life, to understand the mysteries of life. I certainly don't understand them all. But we are also here to learn as easily as we can so that we do not have to go through suffering again and again and again. You don't need to have this negative experience repeated in this lifetime and that lifetime and the other. And so as we begin our meditation this afternoon, we are going to go together to meet anew, to re-meet, to greet our Ishta Devatas. And in doing so, you will see the light within you, the light that you are, will be seen very clearly. As we always do in this Sunday Sangha, we will end our time together with meditative prayer. This is a time for you to bring your energies together for us to bring our energies together. And to, with concentration, to send forth the light that is within each of us as blessings to all of those who are in need. Now there's one small petite thing that you need to have in your spiritual toolbox, if you will. And that is, remember that blue light of self-awareness that is above your head, 18 inches. And it is that non-judgmental self. So that if any time you're doing the practice, at any time you're doing the ritual, your mind starts to doubt. Isn't that interesting? Put it away. Do not go. Do not be distracted. If the mind becomes distracted, bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. My beloved, the power of concentration, the power of single-pointedness, the power to find the sacred in life, to find the beauty in life, will make your life meaningful, will make your life purposeful, will make your life joyful. Finding, becoming intimate, becoming friend, befriending the divine, befriending your Ishtadevata will bring great, deep, abiding, continual meaning to your life. Remember, it's your values. It's your form of the divine. Let us begin our meditation together. I wanted you to see the Om earlier, and we will move on to the Om ritual next week. Today we will stay with the Ishtadevata. Namaste ji. Sit comfortably. If you're able, sit with your spine erect and your hands in the Om mudra upon your thighs, the index finger and the thumb together, cupped upward. Focus your attention at the sun center, the point between your eyes. And turning your head left, exhale twice. Bring the head back to the center and begin to breathe anew. Pulling the energy from the limbs of the body to the trunk of the body, use the sipping breath, sipping as if through a straw, inhaling, again, the sipping breath from the trunk of the body to the spinal column. From the base of the spine to the sun center. take that energy as a golden ball of light out in front of you. Expand that light and sweep it around to the left 3 times. Encase your body in golden light. Now expand that golden light and ascend as high as you are able, above the room, above the building. Ascend. Reaching the high place of meditation. Find yourself in a comfortable meditation place. Begin to watch your breath, inhaling and exhaling 3 times, becoming comfortable. As you gaze around you, you see a cave in front of you. A light coming from the cave, calling to you. You enter the cave and begin to descend. It's easy. You are descending into the cave. Light is reflecting off of the walls of the cave. Beautiful crystals are blessing you as you descend. The cave opens up. It's massive. Light and crystals all around you, welcoming and warm. The walls are singing to you and chanting to you. Gazing in front of you, you see a small point of light, brilliant light. As it comes closer, it's a circle. The light is close enough now that you can begin to see that there's a form in the circle of light. You are aware that your Ishtadevata, the divine, has come to you. As you watch, the form becomes clearer, the light becomes brighter. You lift up your eyes to the form of the Divine One. You see, you feel the presence of your Ishta Devata. You greet your Ishta. Speak whatever words you wish to speak of welcome. introduce yourself by name to your Ishta. Ask your Ishta what name you should call it by at this time. How should you address your Ishta? Silently speak the name you are given. Gaze into the eyes of your Ishta. Gaze into the face of your Ishta. Lift up your eyes, your inner eyes, to see, to feel, to be in the presence of your Ishta. Smile upon your Ishta. A genuine, warm, loving smile that you would share with those you love the most. That smile. Feel your Ishta smile back. Gazing at your Ishta, you see the attributes, the one thing that you valued the most. Your Ishta has a tool. Look at what is in the hands of your Ishta. Feel what's in the hands of your Ishta. The tools to help you. The tools that embody the wisdom, the values that you hold. Your Ishta gestures to you, points that it is time to ascend. You ask your Ishta to please join you. Together you ascend. The light grows brighter and brighter and brighter. The ascension is easy and smooth. You move up from the bottom of the cave. The light growing brighter as you and your Ishta ascend together. Your Ishta stops for a moment and gazes at you. And offers you a hand. Take hold of the hand of your Ishta. For with this offering, you befriend the divine. Together you walk through life. Ascend, ascend, ascend. Reaching the entrance to the cave, you and your Ishta return to the glorious light of the high place of meditation. Sitting in meditation, facing your Ishta, gazing upon your Ishta. Circles of light pour down upon your crown center, filling you with the Nandic blessings of your Ishta. Dissolving away all of the difficult karmas. Each day you will return to this place and spend time with your Ishta. You have the opportunity. Your Ishta will be with you now. With every breath that you breathe, in the awakened state and the dream state and the in-between state, your Ishta is with you. Your Ishta will sweep clear your path. Turn to your Ishta. Pay attention to your Ishta. Offer your attention. Offer your devotion. Offer your respect. And learn to listen in the quiet of your mind's eye. Listen for the guidance of the Ishta. Letting go of all distraction and confusion. Resting in the mystical practice of visualization. Listen to your Ishta. At this moment, let us gather as a Sangha, you and your Ishta and you. I and my Ishta and I. We and our Ishta and we. O ye pathmakers of old, most beloved and precious Ishta, as we send forth our meditative prayers using the Om Shanti mantra, visualizing coming forth from your sun center and from your Ishtadevata golden rings of light. O ye powers that be, join with us as we send forth these blessings, first to Mother Gaia, to the earth upon whom we are living at this time. Let us chant the Om Shanti mantra 6 times, radiating the light around Mother Gaia, within Mother Gaia, through Mother Gaia, that all that is needed be given unto her. Let these blessings be filled with our gratitude for this incarnational experience. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. 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 O ye powers that be, join with us. Thou knowest, most beloved Ishta, better than we, that which is needed to soften the karmas upon the earth. We ask thee that with our meditative prayers, our meditative energy, that the karmas be softened, that they be softened, they be softened, they be softened. For all of those souls living with water insecurity, food insecurity, shelter insecurity, economic insecurity, for all of those souls living in the ocean of emotionality, may they be lifted. For all of those souls who are drowning in the emotionality of the ocean, may they be lifted. For all of those souls who are churning the emotion, the ocean of emotionality, may they be blessed with quietude and santosha. O ye powers that be, for all of the needs that we do not see, for the physical needs, the emotional needs, the mental needs of all beings upon Mother Earth, we ask thee to send forth thy blessings. Beginning with the first sign of the zodiac, we will chant the Om Shanti mantra, that the blessings radiate to all beings linked in any way to that sign of the zodiac. Aries, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. As you chant the mantra, see the golden light pouring down from your crown center, from the crown center of your Ishta, as rings of light, as dewdrops of light, as circles of light. Taurus, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Gemini, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Cancer, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Leo, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Virgo, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Libra. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Scorpio. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sagittarius. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Capricorn. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Aquarius. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Pisces. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And now, my beloved, for any special petition you have, any special prayer you have, any special person or situation that you wish to send forth your blessings, we will do that at this moment. We will chant the Om Shanti mantra 6 times. Hold your intention at your sun center. Feel the divine ones. Feel all of us in the Sangha, our Ishta Devatas and all the powers that be, sending forth their blessings to your special request. Hold that thought in your mind's eye. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. 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 Arahit Om. Thou art blessed. Thou art a blessing. Continue, continue. Thou art a blessing. Thou hast been blessed. Continue to be an ever greater blessing. Walk this earth with ever greater kindness and gentleness, with ever greater quietude, letting go of your resentment, your angers, and your fears. Your blessings are needed upon the earth. Know that you have the capacity to give them, and that on this day, at this time, you have done so. Namaste. Ji. Namaste. Ji. Namaskar.